Oh my god, I fluked the UFO! What? No way! What? What? I fluked the UFO! No way! I beat it! What? Holy shit! I can't believe what I'm fucking looking at right now. Oh my god. Oh my god. What? What? I fluked the... I fluked it? Are you kidding me? Well, my enjoyment just skyrocketed. Okay. I guess, bro. Like, I guess, bro. I'm sorry? Okay. I'm pretty sure 16K should be the total. Because I linked it with that tracker. I'm just gonna double check though. Yeah, 1687 is right. Holy shit, dude. Hey guys. So I picked Requiem for my Maymory level, and honestly I'm really happy with how quickly I beat it. This is like the first level in this difficulty range that I've done in a relatively short amount of time, and I'm genuinely so glad I fluked the last UFO, because this drastically increased my enjoyment and also like drastically decreased the amount of time I took on it. I was starting to get like a little bit stressed because I only had 9 days to beat the level, and I hadn't even gotten like the last UFO attempt yet, but obviously it worked out in the end. I also think it's really funny that I decided to do this before Killbot for some reason. Now, for the level, learning it was an absolute pain in the ass, I can't lie. I pushed it off for quite a long time before like actually sitting down and forcing myself to learn it, which probably wasn't the right call, but I mean, it worked out. The duels are extremely funky, and they took me a really long time to like actually learn and figure out what was going on in them, and getting them consistent at all was such a pain, especially the second duel. The ending and pre-drop were both really easy to learn, thankfully they're really straightforward. The drop, however, is also pretty weird to learn. It's somewhere in between like the pre-drop ending and the duels, but it actually wasn't as hard to learn as I expected. Now to rank the parts, the pre-drop is literally free. You basically get to the drop every attempt, which is good because the beginning of the drop is genuinely awful. So luckily you can just keep throwing yourself at the drop over and over again until you get past it, and it makes it a lot easier to get somewhat consistent with it. I actually did enjoy playing it even if it was free. It has some like pretty interesting gameplay, and like the intensity builds up really well for the drop, I think. I'll give it a B tier. The beginning of the drop is like god awful, bro. It's so bad. First off, the ship at the very beginning genuinely feels random like every attempt. I don't know what it is. I had to come up with the most contrived and random click pattern ever to like make it even a little bit consistent. But even then, like I'd still like get flung into the spikes randomly and die, or just like mess up my weird click pattern randomly and die. Also, there's this one random ship part which is completely off screen that you can't really do anything for. It's just like setup based, so you just gotta hope you make it through that, which is really stupid. And I think that's kind of a problem with this part of the level in general, is just there's a lot of off-screen gameplay, which a lot of it isn't that hard, but it's just like frustrating to die to, because like, why are we putting this off-screen? I think the whole level has really weird gameplay, but this part especially just feels like it was not made by a human. Like this shit was made by an alien, because I don't even know how you come up with this stuff. The yellow orb at 34% is honestly just like bullshit. Like I don't know why that's in the level. There's like a big ass ground spike right above it, and you can like, you barely get any time to react to the click. It's super stupid. The rest of the drop is like okay until some weird dash orbs that can randomly kill you because of poorly placed S blocks and ground spikes. And there's also a really finicky spider towards the end, which is pretty annoying as well. This part is F tier, bro. It is not good. I'm gonna split the duels into two because they're very different in terms of quality. The first duel is really fun and mostly consistent. The visuals don't obstruct too much, and like especially if once you know what to look for. And besides, like I think there's like 2 random invisible objects that are just like really annoying. It's like mostly fair as well, so I'll give it an A tier. The second duel is genuinely the evil twin of the first duel. Everything is like jank and weird. There's like a weird Black Blizzard knockoff wave UFO duel for some reason, and I think throughout the entire level this part has the most obstructive visuals. Like there's a mini wave robot duel in like the last third of the second duel that is like you can't see hardly any of the inputs that actually matter, and then there's just like shit moving around all around you. There's like invisible hitboxes, there's ground spikes in the way of the gameplay. It's just a mess, bro. It's F tier. The ending is actually pretty free until the UFO, and I think it does a good job of like building nerves. The ship gameplay is extremely awkward. You have to like be dodging a lots of moving objects you can't really see, and I'm just not a fan of that at all. I think it's just bad. The wave afterwards thankfully is like extremely easy, and I'm really glad I got lucky with the ending because that UFO at the end is so bad. I lost so many runs to that UFO. I'm gonna try and be objective about it still. I'm gonna say it's a D tier. But like if I got less lucky on the ending, it would have 100% been an F tier. So overall, I'll give the level like a 6 out of 10, and then like I'll give my enjoyment like a 6 out of 10 as well. It would be like probably a 3 or 4 out of 10 if I didn't get so lucky with the ending. I would not recommend this level unless it's like outside of your top 3 if you were to beat it. If I was beating this as like a second hardest or something, I would have hated it. It would have taken me so much longer, and like there's just so much random stuff in this level. Like it feels unfair, honestly. My advice, just like practice the shit out of the beginning of the drop and doing runs to 100, because even though you'll probably die to the UFO 90% of those runs to 100, getting any kind of practice with that UFO and long runs is what you need to beat the level. Alright, well that's all I got. See ya. Well, now I gotta do 200%. I mean, I gotta do 200%. What the fuck? What? Okay, bro. Okay.